Welcome to Story Time with the Encourager. Today's episode, letting go of someone versus dropping them. Have you ever remained in a situation longer than you should have because you didn't want to abandon or drop someone you genuinely love? You kept hoping things would change, but instead, they only grew worse. Sometimes one of the hardest things to do is let go when all you really want to do is hold on. Accepting that letting go is necessary when a person's part in your life story is over can prove to be very difficult. The Bible reminds us in Ecclesiastes 3:1 that there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. This scripture reminds us that life unfolds in ordained, changing seasons. It points to the very sovereignty of God and teaches us to trust His timing. What was difficult for me was realizing that I was holding on to someone who was no longer holding on to me. For a very long time, I truly believed I was graced to pray and stay, to keep holding on until holding on was no longer an option. But eventually I realized something very important. Where I was once graced to hold on, I had now been released to let go. You see, letting go of someone is very different from dropping someone, even though we often use the words as if they mean the same thing. But they don't. Dropping someone often comes from a place of frustration, anger, or exhaustion. It can feel abrupt. It can feel like rejection. It's often reactive. But letting go of someone is very different. Letting go of someone is usually a decision made after prayer, reflection, and the quiet realization that holding on is no longer healthy for either person. Letting go isn't about punishment. It's about release. It's recognizing that love does not always mean continued proximity. Sometimes we hold on longer than we should because we don't want to feel like we abandoned someone. We don't want to feel like we dropped them. But here's the hard truth that many of us eventually learn. In trying not to drop others, sometimes we end up dropping ourselves. We drop our peace. We drop our boundaries. We drop our emotional well-being. We drop the version of ourselves God is trying to grow. And that's when wisdom gently whispers, letting go isn't cruelty. Sometimes it's clarity. You can love someone, pray for someone, and even wish them well, and still recognize that the season of walking closely together has simply come to an end. Letting go is not dropping someone, but it's trusting God to hold them while you stop carrying what was never yours to carry alone, placing them in the hand of God who loves them more than you ever could. Thank you for joining this story time with the Encourager. Until the next time, may you always remember that you are cared for and prayed for, that God sees you, hears you, and He's available for you.